Hello, Mark. Well, hey, I just walked by my phone. The ringer's not out there. We just walked in the house. Yeah, I just wondering how you're doing. Oh, what's that? Cool. Well, that sucks. What did you, I thought they pulled that offer back because, they offered the olive rest so that you could have your surgery. And then, I did, well, I believe it, Laura. I believe it, but I don't think you should expect that mom and dad would extend that offer again because, uh, I don't know. I think you should have taken mom and dad's olive branch and you had your surgery and said you agreed to the terms and you took off, man. You know that. But anyway, regardless, just pick yourself back up and maybe you had to take partner hunts and stuff like that like you did. Well, I'm not paying for it again. That wasn't why, but yeah. But yeah, yeah. Hey, Lord, I gotta run. Chris is here at the dump truck. I said I just got home and he's out there waiting for me. I gotta put a new clutch brake in his truck. But I was just calling to see how you been and if you got anything sorted out. Well, don't count on me for that, because my truck's not even running right now. I don't know. It's, shut it off. It's, someone back out there and tried to start it. It won't start. But that was before sure. So I don't know what's going on with that. They started tilt over. Probably I wouldn't count on it more, but yeah. For what? Oh, I don't know anything about it. But okay, hey, I gotta run. See you, bye.
3, 2, 1, ignition.
Jack.
Paladin.
Astronaut. Exposed to inappropriate levels of solar energy.
Sunlight makes him the world's smartest man.
I know everything! I want that brain taken out.
Heat Vision. The motorcycle with the mind of Jack's unemployed roommate. Together they run for their lives, blocked at every turn by adventure.
Move out, don't mess around. Move out, you bring me down. Move out, I forget about, don't make the sound. Just move out.
Knowledge is power. For real.
Hey, it's Jack. I'm a star. It's even worse than I thought. Knowing as I did that there was going to be problems hearing what I had to say, if I was even allowed to publish at all, because of there's this technology called I'm going to say sabotage. Just in general, sabotage the technology, and the way that people can fuck with somebody who's trying to get something accomplished are many and varied. I don't know too much about that kind of thing from the point of view of somebody who wants to do that to somebody else, since number one, there's just other ways I want to spend my time in the day, and then number two, I don't have a mewling coterie of sycophantic thuggy peers who hang around me all the time, like the hangers-on that Biff had in Back to the Future, like his little gang of henchmen. I don't have gangs of henchmen. It's typically just me by myself. Actually, me by myself, and the spirits and the spooks and the undercover operatives and the bystanders, the good Samaritans who do occasionally share orbital space with me. I don't really have the kind of connection to them that you might imagine someone like me does. Like, I don't deputize them. I'm not deputized. He lied. I'm a secret deputy secrets paladin, which is totally different from being a deputy. The sheriff says, "Fuck you, you're a deputy," but whatever. That's not how it works. I can't actually hear the sheriff. I lied. What? Okay, so the sheriff loves my show. I don't know when he hears it, but since I'm in his county and I'm kind of a big deal, it would behoove the sheriff to know what kind of fucking ridiculous shit that little Michael Koozy's getting up to, without having to go through the tedious trouble of calling me up and saying, "Hey, fat kid, did you take vengeance on any of your bullies from high school again yet?" No, that's a trick question. I know you haven't taken revenge. That's just been happening coincidentally. Hee hee hee. Oops, I gotta go. There's a fire. Click. See, that's obviously made up because the sheriff wouldn't have to go for a fire unless... Dun dun dun. His wife said it. I'm sorry. That's a pretty long way to go for that joke. I like the sheriff. He's cool. I met him twice. And while I, at one point, thought that he was going to come by and bust a bottle of champagne over my head or something to congratulate me. For one thing, I don't even think this fucking shit show, shine show, squeeze box bullshit is even done yet at the county level. And then for another, what's understood doesn't need to be discussed. He doesn't need to celebrate with me. The fact that I'm still alive and he still has a job and the county isn't overrun by whatever the fuck counties like this get overrun by when the forces of good crumble to darkness. I don't know, but considering what they have running around here on a good day, I don't want to know what the fuck would boil out of the fucking Coolidge County hellmouth. Like, bad. Imagine like a fat Buffy stabbing people at the grocery store, probably. Allahu Akbar! Imagine just exploding people like blood sausages. Some fucking batshit crazy, dingbat blonde, big fat, orca-sized heifer chick showing up with sticks of yew wood, stabbing people in town, and then when they try to go after her, she just like vanishes into a fucking teleportation portal. Don't imagine that too hard, because that actually sounds pretty hot, but that's not the way the fucking stories are supposed to go. It's supposed to be good triumphs over evil, evil is dumb, good wins, sacrifices count for something, etc., etc. That's generally the way how things are supposed to go. And for the most part, they seem to be going that way, without being at all obvious about it, except in the case of me, where I'm presently sitting alone at my residence, on my porch, in my quasi-underwear. I'm not really wearing underwear, I'm wearing a pair of shorts, but I got nothing on underneath the shorts, unless you count the stains of my own fecal matter, since I haven't washed these shorts in, I don't know, when was the last time I was allowed to wash clothes? That was a while ago. And I'm not wearing a kilt because I've been told that's too conspicuous, and I should start wearing pants or shorts. I guess somebody was trying to break it to me gently that the plan is to eliminate my unique brand identity from the collective consciousness of the townsfolk, and then just put me in fucking pants and I don't know, fucking wheel me into the fucking lobotomy clinic, or coincidentally leave me parked in a car underneath a high voltage wire when it happens to snap, and then all of a sudden I get electroconvulsive therapy as a bonus. I don't know what people have been thinking or planning, other than do anything other than walk up to me, hand me a big suitcase full of fucking money, and say, "Oops, sorry, dude. What can we do to help?" Besides, let that devil woman back into your life, since they can't actually allow that woman back into my life. I think in this county, I think that would cause an incident if she and I made the beast with two backs anywhere in Coolidge County, Best County. I mean, it's a somewhat modern county now, but there's limits, and I don't think the townsfolk would stand for it. They know she's a Native American. They may or may not know that she has like a timeshare thing going on with certain royal titles. They may not believe that she's from the Pleiades, but it doesn't fucking matter. They don't believe I have civil rights, so it doesn't really matter a fucking hill of squat what the fuck they really think. They just know that there's something about her and I being together that's just not to be tolerated. Like, suffer not a witch to live. Fucking, they're not going to suffer Jackstar and Grapefruit hooking up in this unincorporated part of Coolidge County, Washington. I'm not even in Castle Rock. It's like 3.5 miles to the south. I'm on a military base. Not that that's all that obvious. It's a formerly secret military base. Well, I mean, okay, it's still secret, assuming that nobody believes all the fucking whack job shit that I say. Unless it's incriminating, then suddenly I'm the expert. Butter wouldn't melt my mouth. Everything I say is the God's truth. Oh, we got him. He confessed. Get him. Like the fucking quack think double speak bullshit that must go through the minds of people who, on occasion, listen to what I say and check me over for incriminating statements so they can see if they can report to their superiors about whether or not they got the goods on little Michael Kuzi. Like, there's still some people who are still thinking that I need to be kept in check, kept in line. Now, in some cases I do. Like, a lot of the things that I've said earlier tonight, or earlier this morning, it's 4 a.m. as I say this, some of the things that I said in the privacy of my own parking lot that currently has an RV parked here by party or parties unknown while I was in jail. I mean, it's technically still my parking lot, my residence, my area. It's technically mine because I directed the trust to purchase it, and then it's owned by not a subsidiary corporation, not a wholly owned subsidiary. It's not like a Google Alphabet thing, but there's a guy who's the actual owner, and then I trust him and he trusts me. He doesn't answer the phone. And he doesn't tell me jack or shit about what's actually going on. But he doesn't have to, since he has an actual life. He has other people to. He doesn't spend all day paying attention to me. Thank God. If he did, he wouldn't get a lick of work done. Since I don't know what kind of machinations he's been ordered to undertake by the people who are claiming that they're going to seize these assets and then they're forfeit to the government because little Michael Kuzi's been whatever, right? Whatever the fucking contrived reason is for eliminating my civil rights, claiming I don't have benefits, taking my benefits, giving them to somebody else, sending in straight up spooks who have been juiced up and programmed to believe that they're whomever, and to casually leave me not so much stranded but isolated on this particularly unique plot of land outside of town and not allowed to freely associate with the populace. Not that I would necessarily want to, but I guarantee you if I walk into town, ring for red, like they got fucking alarm bells that go off. Since I don't know what the children in this town think of me, if there are any left, but I imagine what they're well aware of is that their parents are all fucking scared shitless of little Michael Kuzi. The little paladin with no shine left on the apple. Like literally, nearly 4.5 years ago, the plan, the actual God's own truth plan, the plan was to not tell me anything, mislead me to the degree that was necessary so that I would move everything out of my house in Lake Forest Park. Well, not my house. It belonged to my parents, and then my father died, and then it belonged to my mother. Then my mother died, and then it belonged to Bing! I think the Mike Kuzi Special Needs Trust, which was instantly created itself when my father died. And then when my mother was alive, it was just like an empty shell. And then as soon as my mother died, the ownership of the house moved immediately into my father's name trust. And then whether or not his trust still exists or not is a closely guarded secret by lawyers who know about all this shit and probably don't really appreciate me unspooling the details of how elder trust law works and how all the special how all this fucking saran wrap works. It's not well understood by me. Good. I don't want to understand it. I have people for that, and those people typically spend a lot of money and time to go to college and university and night school in American Samoa, wherever the fuck. They become lawyers and they join the bar and they do all their fucking lawyer shit and they learn the secret handshakes and then they don't tell people how the sausage is made legally. They certainly don't tell me. And they definitely didn't tell me that they pretty much wrote me off as low-hanging fruit and easy pickings pretty early on in this whole process. Certainly my mother's sister thought I was going to be somebody that she could push around and leave in the dark, which arguably my entire family had done my whole life. But once my mother died, and it was just me and her, she was freaking out. And I can imagine why, because my mother was speaking to me while dead. Couldn't hear her, but turns out spirits can communicate with the living sometimes. Probably not like Patrick Swayze, and then she and I were never going to unchain any melodies, right? But my mother was basically my best friend. I wouldn't say she still is, because now she's dead. So she's my best dead friend. And then she's funny. She's been reincarnated at least twice. Not going to have sex with her new body either, because that's still my mother. And then my mother being reincarnated and made to be a employee down at the Shell, 3.5 miles away, next to the Mount St. Helens Motel, where I sat for 4 months while I don't know who did I don't know what here at this residence that ostensibly was mine, but for a while there was legal paper that said, oh, no, that's the residence of the woman who called the police and told them a bunch of lies to dispatch and thought I was trying to kill her because she was erroneously informed by, I'm going to say agents of Gab, that my sweetie had to be afraid of me because I might be a cop and I couldn't be told the truth and she had to be afraid of me, and it was vitally important that she set me up for a controlled buy involving a 500-mile round-trip wild goose chase to go get an amount of something that I never needed or wanted or knew how to use. Still, to this day, I have no idea what the fuck to do with an ounce of the real thing. Seriously, other than just turn myself into the closest law enforcement officer and say, sir, I'm sorry, I have this incredibly dangerous substance. I have no idea why I have it. I just followed orders and then picked it up, and then rather than give it to my lunatic lover who's been weaponized by, once again, agents of Gab, rather than give that to her, I'm going to give it to you, officer. Please take me away to the jail, because obviously I don't deserve to be walking around public. That's what I would have been appropriately be doing if I had actually been so stupid as to fucking agree to the terms that was set before me, before the ambush. Like, the fucking shit is everywhere, and other than the opportunity cost and the breaking the law thing and the knowing where to find the right laboratory and the right chemist and the right time of day to walk into the fucking airlock chamber, wherever the fuck they hide this shit, right? It's not that hard to make. You got the stuff, you know how to do it, bing! It's just basic chemistry. It's not that hard at all. And then why it works the way it does and how it's made, these are super secret facts that I don't know much about, other than to say I know enough to say I ain't gonna fucking tell you or anybody, or try to do it, or claim that I want to do it, or be lying when I say any of that and actually be secretly trying to figure out the secrets to this shit. Fuck no. I figured it out pretty early in life. Shit's fucking dangerous. And when there's a 20-year prison sentence maximum that can be handed out to somebody without a jury under certain emergency conditions, which are easy to create, all things considered, under government seal, under a different form of law than admiralty law, like, they can just scoop anybody up and make them disappear. To anybody, really. But that typically doesn't happen, since it's kind of risky and unlawful, and not to mention unconstitutional. And there's really no reason to completely violate somebody's civil rights and make them disappear into a hole forever, unless they're doing something like trying to sneakily create a whole bunch of mess so they can impregnate the fucking high school cheerleader class, whatever. What do they call it? Squad? Yeah, the entire squad of cheerleaders in your high school. Imagine some kid's like, I got a great idea. I'm going to get some crystal meth that I make myself, and then I'm going to spruce it up, and then I'm going to impregnate them all, and no one will find out. Like, no. People would notice. Hey, that's weird. How come all the cheerleaders like that weird kid? That's strange. What's his name? Damien? Weird. How come Damien has suddenly knocked up all the cheerleaders? Did he start working out? No. People would figure out, oh, he's using the forbidden crystal. And it is forbidden. I'm beginning to think that the story about Adam and Eve and the apple, well, maybe the apple is code for crystal. I'm not really sure. I do know that it's not merely a drug. It's a gift of the divine. It's meant for humanity to use for all sorts of things. Knocking up cheerleaders is just the beginning of the fun people can have with this shit. And I knew about none of these intricacies. None. I knew nothing about the hidden secret war that my sweetie was having. Hey, sweetie. That's great for it. Hey, sweetie. You don't know who sweetie is. Nobody knows exactly who. I don't even know which one she is. Okay? And somebody was going to take her out of the equation, remove her from the game board, and get me to be blamed for it or kill me. They wanted to remove me and then remove her and then leave behind all her little underlings that were less swarthy than her. And without me and without her, all these little underlings, all these little Untermensch dingbats, or whatever the fucking, I don't know what the fuck to call them. Underlings doesn't seem like the right way to put it. Sometimes people say things like lower karmic descended twins, or anyway. So there was like Grapefruit Prime, and there was a bunch of Untermensch dingbat. Now that I think about it, Untermensch dingbats, that sounds kind of hot. And a bunch of other people apparently thought it was hot too, so they were going to get rid of Grapefruit Alpha Prime and me, and then they were going to take all the little bratlings, and then I guess sell them out to men from coast to coast all over the world. They could have their own little brain dead little fucking lobotomized Untermensch dingbat, without the tedious necessity of dealing with the prime controller mind and neutralizing her family. I mean, I don't know exactly how any of this works. Is this a secret? Am I saying too much? Okay, well, it's a metaphor. All right, well, anyway, whatever actually happened, I didn't let that happen. I saved my sweetie. I made sure that she didn't blind herself. And then I haven't seen hide nor hair ever since. Which, not the best outcome so far, but significantly better than her being dead, or me being in prison, or any of you knowing who she is, who she was, who she's going to be, where she is now, and where any of these adorable little scamps, the Untermensch dingbats. I hope that doesn't offend any of them, since they're not stupid. They're just not. They're not prime. Okay, there's a big fucking difference between a shadow of a divine being and a divine being. It's not a drug thing. It's not a. It's not the training. It's the breeding. It's really the peak apex evolutionary process that led to the creation of the woman who I was knocking boots with for 4.5 years and had no idea that she was up to something. I mean, I knew there was something going on, but I thought she was just quirky. And then the notion that Sweetie's a covert military asset. Like, I'm sure she could beat Scarecrow in a fist fight. And then I think I'm way cuter than Kate Jackson. Way cuter. And then honestly dumb, not just pretend to be dumb. Not just like that thing where she's like coyly winking. No, I was honestly dumb enough to imagine that people who were dealing with me were insightful enough to realize that when I say that there are special consequences for lying to clergy, and it's not illegal, but I don't recommend it, I figured they'd pick up the subtext there, which is the reason why it's not illegal is because otherwise nobody would do it. Because once people realize that the special consequences are special for me, not for the liar, it's kind of like one of them don't touch the tar baby kind of things. Don't wish on the monkey's paw. Don't lie to clergy. It doesn't work out well. Don't invade a church and steal all their shit. It's not going to work out well. Certainly, I've been temporarily inconvenienced, and I don't know where my father's ashes or my 4 PlayStations are. Arguably, I don't need any of them, but I kind of would like to swap my mom's ashes for my dad's. And then there's this other smaller urn that's been desecrated. I've got the part that closes the urn at the bottom, and I've got a bag of my mother's ashes. But the urn itself, it's gone. It's gone. This happened once before. I came home, and then I found my mother's ashes underneath my bed. And then I found a little plug that went to hold the ashes inside the urn somewhere. And then the urn was, I think it was off to the side. And then, I mean, that's the desecration of a relic, essentially. Not that my mother's that big a deal, but it is the Michael Kuzi Special Needs Trust that was created because of her. Her picture's on the wall. Her spirit has come here and done things. She giggles once in a while. She was reincarnated and made into a scullery maid down at the Shell. Good look for her. She looked nice, but she was still my mother. And while I don't need to talk about how the land of the Six Rivers is a place where necromancy reigns supreme sometimes, I don't think it was necessarily bringing her back to life. I think it was more of a object lesson to like compel behavior. Like I didn't know what my mother did before she died to piss everybody off, but I'm beginning to get the picture that it was something that people used to think was something that my dead mother could undo, or that I would ever undo, or that wasn't real, or that was fraudulently obtained. No. A real judge looked at the data and said, bang, stamps, gavels. Michael Kuzi has special needs. Yeah. That's mostly because my parents were retards who pissed off all the Masons in the world, and I've been haunted by fucking I don't know who for I don't know what for I don't know how long. Okay. And my mother, bless her soul, she decided that she was gonna do all this special needs trust shit a few months before my dad died. He signed, she signed, a judge signed off on it. Boom, boom, boom. It's fucking legal. There's a legal document between the lands of the living and the lands of the dead. You may not know this, but there's 7 levels of death, 7 brides for 7 brothers, 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 motherfucking ways to die in the big city. I don't give a fuck what any of you think about what I'm saying. This is the way life works. This is the law. And reincarnating my mother and putting her in the body of a hot redhead and offering her to me as a bribe. No thanks. And thinking I'm going to feel sad about not getting to fuck my mother. No thanks. That's still my mother. I don't care how hot her new body is. It still looks kind of like her, and it was nice to buy cigarettes from her. That was fun. And I don't know where she is now. Maybe they've shipped her off to a hostel in fucking Moldova. I don't know. Maybe they're torturing my mother to death right now. Maybe they're making her suck pygmy cock in the shores of Thailand. I have no idea where my mother is. Because when a person dies, they're supposed to, number one, stay dead, usually. Number two, not be used as some sort of weird, creepy bargaining chip by the local political forces who think that they're going to make me feel bad to know that my mother is scrubbing pots and pans and working the fryer later down at the Shell, which is also the local, I don't want to say meat market, but there's a brisk trade, or at least there was brisk trade in divinely empowered prostitution, which I think is probably perfectly legal. I don't know why it would be illegal, since they're not human. If you summon them down from heaven and then take a divinely created angelic force and then pour it into the shape of a dead person and then animate that spirit with a remnant of their spirit in order to force them to suck dick and then film them as compromat to embarrass their children. I think that's a perfectly legal thing to do in America. Since they're not human, they're divine beings. There's no law that says you can't torture divine beings. Obviously, it's a dumb fucking idea, but that might not even be true. Maybe it's just a dumb idea to do it to my mom. Since I don't know how many of you are going to respond to this news, but my mother was a bit of a freak show. Obviously, I'm her son. She took me to see Alien when I was 5. Scared the shit out of me. And I can only assume that was something that she enjoyed. I remember thinking that the theater was filled with eggs in the theater. I remember thinking that in the scene when John Hurt is going down into the ship, I didn't know what the fuck the movie was about, but I had the impression that the theater was going to have eggs in it. I was scared shitless. My mother said, no, it's not real. Don't worry about it. She took me to see Jaws for like 11 years. I was afraid of the hallway leading to the bathroom at the house I grew up in because I thought that Jaws was going to come out of the bathroom and consume me. Those of you who know a bit about the symbolism of that movie, or book rather, and the movie, will find that to be interesting, since it was the room with the toilet. And I was afraid of the one downstairs too. I've never had anybody jump out of a bathroom and consume me with a mouthful of teeth. Never, oddly enough. And I'm no longer afraid of the dark. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to lie. These days, the dark is afraid of me, which is awesome. And I don't feel traumatized by the movies that my mother took me to see. But she didn't bat an eye. She took me to all the James Bond movies once I was old enough to go to movies with her. And it used to be that she made my father take her to all the James Bond movies. She loved James Bond, which at this point doesn't surprise me at all. He didn't like them. He apparently only liked one movie that he and my mother ever went to go see. They dated for like 12 years before I was born. The only one he really liked was Mary Poppins, which I've never seen, but that amuses the shit out of me when I think about it now. I should probably see that movie sometime. So anyway, my mother being turned into a cock-gobbling dope whore by the forces of justice down here in Coles County after death, and that being something that I was supposed to be upset about. Fuck no, I'm more upset about my missing PlayStations than I am about my mother being forced to suck cock for the forces of justice down. Fuck, I'm sure she loves it. Does she pretend she hates it? Oh no, not another cock. I'm sure my mother loves it. Why the fuck not? I don't know about any of you, but I happen to think that sexual gratification is a wonderful thing. I don't think lying about it is a good idea. I don't think prostitution is a real good idea, but I'm in no position to say. And since I think I should be paid, I'm probably pretty biased on this subject. But anyway, that was pretty early on when I was living down here after the ambush. There was a number of things that were attempted to be tried by people in power here in Coles County, Best County, and not one fucking one of them involved walking up to me, saying they were sorry, shaking my hand, telling me that they hoped that there was something they could do, and then throwing huge amounts of money at me. Fuck no. They've fucking taken every fucking dollar I've ever had. They've fucking taken everything I've ever fucking owned. They've left me here, not to die, but to regroup, essentially, while they run off and go to other things. Earlier tonight, I won't say what happened, but everything's fine. And then somebody had an event occur which involved, I think they had to take somebody back to base to reset their programming. I think I was just like too real for them, which is, yeah. So I don't want to talk about how MK Ultra works because it's really cool and it's none of my business to convey, right? Yeah, for real. And then I don't in any way pretend to be qualified to do that. But I am qualified to just calmly and gently observe somebody having a meltdown, and then I don't have to have a Gorgon event happen. I don't even know what the fuck happened. I walked in, she pulled a knife. I know why now. I disarmed her, buried the knife in the yard, went back inside. Woman had grown 4 inches and snakes. No one has explained to me how that happens. I don't want to know how that happens. I just know that it did. And rather than make a big fuss about it, I've simply observed that, number one, wow, I'm sure glad I was prepared for that. And then number two, I don't need to know what happened. I do need to know where my fucking money is. I would like to see my sweetie again. If there is no sweetie, I'd like to know who killed her and why. If I'm not allowed to see my sweetie again because of concerns, I need to talk to the people who are in charge of those concerns and then find out what other concerns they have, right? Hiding out and then jumping into a time portal and fucking bringing a whole bunch of fucking women with them so they can fuck them while they're waiting for me to fucking expire. I mean, that's a cool trick. I don't know if that's what's happening. But people who are more than happy to ring up my phone at all hours of the day and run a bunch of fucking game on me. Bellgap. They don't seem to be calling so much anymore. And then they don't seem to be acting like themselves so much anymore, but they do seem to still be around, which makes sense since they're real people. Like they were real before, and now whether they're procedurally generated AI synthetics or people who just use those for cover, I don't know. I don't care to know. I want my sweetie, I want my money, and I want some kind of workable cover story that I can hang my hat on in life. And if I can't have that, well, I need, a fake ID and a new fucking place to live. And some money. Money would be good. And a job. You got jobs fucking lying around. Fucking give me one of them. I'm not going to go get a job. No. I have people for that. You fucking people fucking decided to fuck up my life and fucking tell a bunch of fucking games and fucking all your fucking shit. Belgab and others. Like, okay, so it didn't work out. And at this point, it's been nearly 5 years. It's not going to work out any further to just continually hold your breath until everybody turns blue and then expect me to just quietly expire. Fuck no. I like being alive. I like having saved my sweetie's eyesight and life. I like being a hero. I do. I didn't want to be. It just happened that way. I didn't know that I was definitely going to walk into a ambush that was meant to kill us both, but I had read books. I've been around the occasional block. I could tell there was something going on. And being offered something that I could have went and got at any time in my life if I'd ever fucking needed a fucking zip of fucking crystal. Like, I have no idea what to get it for other than to risk going to prison for 20 years. I have no reason to improve society with it. So to get one would be conspiracy to distribute. I don't know how to make it, and if I did, somebody'd have to teach me how to do it, and that would be conspiracy to manufacture. And it would be conspiracy because I have no reason to have that shit. None. And then all of a sudden, Sweetie is screaming at me while she's on the phone with somebody who's apparently telling her that she has to set me up for a controlled buy for this incredibly dangerous shit that I've never really seen before. Oh, I've seen headache medicine at that point. I never actually saw the real thing. Yeah, I could see why. Yeah, it's pretty. I can see why they fought 2 world wars too. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. And then I don't need to know exactly who and why and what happens to the people who thought that'd be a good idea. But I will say, I didn't really appreciate being sent on a goddamn wild goose trip. 500 fucking miles. Fucking, it can be made in a fucking bathtub. It's not, you don't need a super lab to make one fucking zip. It's not that big a deal. People can make it out of just about anything. There's lots of ways to make it. I don't want to know any of them. I'm not that kind of kid. I don't have any reason to know, right? I still don't even know what would have happened if I had brought it home, other than, step this way, sir, wear these bracelets on the way out. Like, there's no way they would have just fucking let me have fun with it. Fucking fun. Jesus, wept all Christ almighty. And so whoever arranged for all that, number one, sure shit wasn't my sweetie. Number two, yeah, I don't think sweetie liked the notion either. And number three, she no longer thinks that I was holding out on her, or might be a cop, or can't be trusted with certain things. Since obviously I've learned a few things, and the fact that I've said this much at all without getting shot. I mean, I'm surrounded by snipers. Hi guys. Hi. I'm on a military base. This residence is a place where extraordinarily dangerous and or highly valued targets can be dropped in so they can live for however long they need to be kept safe. And nobody told me that when they introduced me to the place. I figured that out over time. This is a cool ass fucking house, and I don't really need to be here. I'd be happy to go live somewhere else. I'd be happy to get a new name and go live with Sweetie wherever the fuck Sweetie is. Unless she's still living with the dude who's pretended to be me and then tried to set me up for a controlled buy for something incredibly dangerous that he thought I had already had plenty of contact with. People thought that I had used this stuff to make Sweetie fall in love with me. No, I didn't even know that was an option. But apparently nobody believed that I actually do love her. I actually like her. I know she's a homicidal maniac. I know she's batshit insane. That's not why I love her, but it definitely doesn't hurt. And I'm not sure if she knows any of this. I'm not sure she's allowed to listen to anything I say. I don't know if the telepathic bond that we share is on or off at any given time. I'm not a born telepath, and whatever the fuck kind of fucking bullshit telepathy is, I'm not ready for that kind of thing. Plus her mother's mandate to keep her daughter separated from me for as long as she sees fit. It's going to last another 10 months. And then I don't mind playing along with that. It's not even playing. It's deadly serious. Her mother decides when Sweetie gets to talk to me again, which is not quite as humiliating as it sounds, nor is it a dog to prevent me from having to fucking have a difficult conversation. Like, honestly, now that I realize, oh my God, Sweetie's alive and I get to see her again. Plus, I don't even know if they put her into a fucking female body. I don't know. Maybe she's in a clone of Ron Jeremy. Maybe she wants me to suck her dick. Maybe she's all hairy. That's probably not likely. I think it'd be much more likely to put her into a clone of Gene Simmons. But that's not the point. Point is, in this wild and wacky mixed up world where government agents take every fucking dime I have and then fucking sit around laughing at me while they watch me fucking try and figure out what the fuck's going on for 5 fucking years while they're fucking knowing exactly what the fuck's going on, and they just think they don't need to fucking tell me because since I'm in love with a Native American, that means I don't have civil rights anymore, or whatever the fuck kind of bullshit they were fucking thinking. At this point, I'm willing to believe almost anything is possible. Almost anything. Except me giving up on my Sweetie. Hi, honey, I love you. I mean, I don't like being alone, but I sure as fuck I'm not going to replace her with anybody. That's impossible. I don't want one of her Untermensch, proletariat, underling, dingbat, cheerleader whore things. I guess they're all spoken for anyway. I don't want to clone. No. I don't want to be Sweetie. I simply am pair bonded with her, and I pretty much know the fucking difference between fake allies and real. I want to say it's Queen of the Wicker People. I don't think she's Queen of the Wicker People. I think she's better than that. And that's all there is to it. I can't be reasoned with. I can't be argued with. I can't be bought off. I'm going to get buckets of money from somebody. Not because they're going to buy my silence, although if I have money to buy food with, it'll be a lot fucking easier to fucking stop talking. I get money because my whole fucking life has been turned to fucking rack and fucking ruin, and I'm traumatized. Plus, did they want me to sue somebody? Like, holy shit. And my enchanted frog pond is gone, and then this. At some point, money's gonna have to come up, and then I guess people thought that not giving me money or not giving me her address, and then not acknowledging my civil rights. I guess somebody thought that would be a great way to save some money, as well as a lot of time at the deposition chamber with the boar worms. Well, it's just not. It's just not. She's popular. People know. They don't know what they know, but they know that. No, I really do love her. It's not a fluke. I saved her because I like her alive. Even if I knew that they were going to put her into another body that I was going to get to cuddle up with, I still would have kept her alive, since I happen to like her alive. And the notion of letting somebody die so they can come back in a new body and I can believe that it's the same person, like, no, sorry, that's not how I do things. Probably not ever. Anyway. Hi, sweetie, I love you. Oh, she's all giggling. She's apparently pretty happy that I succeeded, since she didn't know how I was going to do anything and thought that I needed to be protected and that I was hopelessly addicted to smoking meth like everyone else she knows. No, I'm not addicted to that at all. I don't mind doing it, but it's not like what I want to do. And then why I'm not addicted has a lot to do with, number one, permission, and number two, none of your fucking business. Just assume that I'm better than you, punilings. And then maybe I'll tell her, maybe not. It depends on what her commanding officer says. I don't know how these things work, but since this kind of thing hasn't really happened before, I'm happy that it's going to be another few months before I actually have to figure out what I'm going to say to this woman. Since it's real. Now, anybody want to get some shawarma? Good, you go do that. And then I'm going to sit here with no money until my fucking payment comes in, and then I'm going to buy some cigarettes. And when somebody who has an opinion that matters wants me to stop smoking, they could just ask me nicely and present their case. They don't have to use racial slurs and ethnic epithets and then tell me to get a job and then worry about how much money I'm wasting. There's a plant that has tobacco leaves out of the ground, and below ground it has roots with cocaine alkaloids in it. And this guy I kind of know, he boasted to me that he has one. So, good for him. I don't need cocaine alkaloids, but can I grow my own tobacco? I don't have to. I have people for that. And if Sweetie doesn't want me to smoke, good, because I don't want her to suck anybody else's dick. What? That seems reasonable at this point. I mean, if she's mesmerized by multiple dicks, I guess we can talk about that, but that sounds like a stretch goal to me. Okay? Now, that's enough for now. We'll talk more later. Belgab and company. Hi, I'm Jackstar. I'm not going anywhere. Click. Speaking of London, that was kind of an interesting place, but going there with a woman who was freaking out because I was wanting to get stoned in Amsterdam when it was legal there, and then not explaining anything at all about why suddenly being a freakazoid was necessary. Well, I didn't know much about MKUltra then, but now I see it for the setup it was. Hey, can I get paid for that, since she was wasting my time deliberately and fucking me off on purpose and pretending to be married to me later on with a ring that she stole that I paid for? Hey, can I get that money back? Well, because it's the same company, and although it wouldn't ease the pain in my heart, the money would be pretty fucking helpful, because then I could pay bills, get a pedicure, buy some medicine, buy some clothes, buy a shower, buy some food, buy some liquor, buy some PCP. Oh, wait, that escalated quickly. Like, do you guys get it yet? Like, I'm not at all broke. I'm being artificially constrained by really obnoxious teetotaling snobs who apparently haven't figured out the headline here. Hi, this is America. We do drugs here. I'm following the law. I'm supposed to follow the law. I like to stand up for my rights. I like to do what is right for me to do. And the assertion that I'm not doing something right for me to do, it's old and busted. Y'all are fucking teetotaling snobby moron bitches. Laws have changed. Medicine's changed. I've changed. You haven't. Well, I don't know. Long story short, I'm gonna get fucking high. Maybe I'll just laugh about it. Maybe I'll just do nothing but stare at the fucking wall and then hypnotize myself into thinking I'm high. I don't fucking care. It's a fucking free fucking country. And in the meantime, if that's not impressive enough for any of you, maybe you should fucking inspire me. Maybe tell me who's the fucking false conservator, who's got the false power of attorney, who's got this, who's got that, what the fuck my cousin's doing, where the fucking guns went, why you're all a bunch of fucking nignog assholes, except for some of you. Why you're all pretending like there's something not super important going on. What the fuck is going on with the stuff that was taken, and then is it just sitting around, and then why am I getting weird messages from people who don't usually talk to me but suddenly feel the need to say shit like, I got your Starlink, I traded it for an 8-ball of speed, bring your pipe over. Well, I don't have a pipe, and then why would I smoke that with her? Why would I do anything with them? Oh, that's right, they probably want to because they can't. And then since I can, and you can't, maybe I know what I'm talking about, and maybe none of you do. Maybe you don't know about money either. I don't know, it's just a possibility. It's been 5 fucking years since the fucking ambush. Wow, I don't know, am I entitled to any compensation, or do I just need to learn to live with a fucking ambush and people lying to me and a fraudulent house sold to me fraudulently and all my fucking valuable stuff disappearing on the daily for no reason other than you fucking feel like it? Hi, there's a word for that. It's called Kafkaesque. And not that I'm too upset about it, but I will point out that tomorrow's not looking good for me doing something else either, since I need money to do things, and then money was supposed to be showing up, and then money is not showing up. Money is showing up somewhere else. Mysteriously, money is available for other people, but money's not available for me. And although the subtext is clear, people aren't going to give me money. The reasoning is not entirely sound, because I'm following the law, and if you don't agree with the law, I don't give a fuck! Maybe you should write to your congressman, and then if you're discriminating against me, that's illegal, and then I could sue you for that, and make a conversation there. It seems like there's money opportunities everywhere, and yet mysteriously I'm just not availing myself of any money opportunities. Mostly because I think it's fucking funny, and I can't think of a better way to get my point across, which is, you're all a bunch of fucking thuggy piggy fucking asshole douchebag pancake eating fucks. Except for one of you, basically. Maybe 2. I'm not sure exactly. Since none of you fucking talk or carry on a conversation or show up and tell the truth or make any sense or reveal what your plan is or have gotten around to noticing, wow, I guess you've hated me for a while. Well, guess what? I knew that for a while too. It seems like reformulating a plan would be a good idea, because my plan is to get my goddamn money and get really fucking high, and your plan apparently is to kill me or to keep me from getting money because I'll just get high, or force me to do something different, or I don't know, what the fuck is your plan? It certainly wasn't just to make me really amused, because there's other ways to do that. Could have tickled my balls a little, and then if you don't know, if you don't realize what stubborn looks like, or that peaceful political protest based on nonviolent non-participation, like I told people, oh look, there's this law. I wonder if that means I can do this. Guess what? It does actually. See, I'm obeying the law. I'm being a citizen. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I sound a little manic, but that's mostly because I'm teasing you. I'm hoping you can run me through a vocoder filter and just get an IQ score or some kind of statistical gradient, and then you can take it to another stupid fucking court and say, oh my god, he makes violent texts too quickly. And then people could fucking laugh at you, because I don't know if you've ever seen anybody get really high. Probably not, because you're a bunch of squares. Now this is nothing. This is funny. This I can probably turn into a script someday, maybe not. In any case, as a published writer, which wouldn't be that fucking hard if I actually wrote something interesting rather than this, I could get, I don't know, compensated for time spent on research, or compensated for sucking your dicks or fucking something. I don't know. But that'll happen later on when I fucking feel like it. And today I really don't feel like engaging in economic activity of any product whatsoever. And if I did, I wouldn't give any of it to you. And if it seems like I'm wasting your time, I'm not. You're wasting your time by not knowing what to do in this instance, which would be start sending me some fucking money and beg for forgiveness. And I don't know what else, but that would be a good start. And if that doesn't happen, I don't give a shit what you do. I can die on this hill. I can just starve to death. What's my ambition quotient score? What would I need to do to prove that I'm ambitious as it is? Since I feel really positive about my plan. I've really put a lot of effort into it. It's called being on strike, I guess, and being ironic, and not feeling like robbing a bank, or calling the Social Security office and asking, hey, how come my benefits disappeared? I know why they disappeared. They're fucking stolen by a bunch of douchebags who think that I don't deserve them and I need to get a job. I have a job. It's called being awesome. The pay is marvelous for me. Are we getting the picture here? It's been this way for months, if not years, and it's going to be this way forever until one of us blinks, since I don't have any reason to change, and you have every reason to do so. Not to be too much of an asshole about it, but it would have been easy to have encouraged me to make money, and instead you encouraged me to make a plan, and it worked. So figure it out, kids. Zugwang. Crime Victims Compensation Fund. Stolen everything. Do I need to file a report? Why don't you file a report for me? You seem to be good at that when you file my medical records under A for AIDS. All the efforts done by your group work against me, and then none of the efforts that would help are undertaken. It's a systematic, institutionalized system of domination, oppression, and control. I see it. I just described it. It's there. Okay, I guess it's secret, but there it is. So now that I've seen it, and I've told you about it, over and over and over and over, redundantly. Yeah, it's a bit much, but why not? Talk is cheap, if not free. Now that I pointed it out to you, do you realize that all this time, these months, it's been the same situation? Get off your thunder piggy fucking pancake eating asses and give me some goddamn money. Quite a lot of it. Chop chop. Or a hug. If you give me a hug, I'll probably start crying, and then you can film that and put it on the dark web and people fap to it. I don't know if you get money from that, but money. Like, yeah, I like it too. You know what else I like? Getting to keep it. You know what else is cool? Well, let's see. Oh yeah, using the phone and talking to people that I want to talk to instead of somebody in the middle, and then not thinking that when I talk to them they're secretly judging me for something that they were told to believe about me under the hypnotic influence of some drug, which seems to be okay for you, but apparently not for others. Yeah, that seems unreasonable. A little bit. And while I don't expect instant action, I will point out I don't really expect anything to be instant, other than the satisfaction I gain when I realize just how much time I'm wasting. I mean, I could say the same thing a lot faster, a little less redundantly, with less pauses, and not sound like a moron. But this is more ironic, don't you think? It is a little too ironic. And I really do think I should take a shower and take a bath and, I don't know, but maybe put on some perfume or something. I mean, yeah, I should do something else differently. Don't really feel like it. But I do like following the law. So since I can, and you don't like it, and it really makes a very sharp contrast when one looks at it from the correct perspective, which is that I was asked to do this, and I'm pretty tired of it too. Yeah. I wonder why I'm not just giving up. I'll be honest, it's mostly because I'm hoping Joanne goes into fucking early menopause with the fucking seething. Problem with you like using substances. No, the problem with me is that I don't fucking like bullies. Duh. Click. Listen to me, you stupid. In public, it's probably best not to say exactly what I mean, because that's pretty dumb, given that I don't know who's listening. Now, you apparently don't understand anything about either metaphor, dazzle camouflage, encrypted code speak, subtlety, or explaining yourself on any fucking level. I don't know who you are, I don't know where you are, I don't know why you are, and yet you're fucking harassing me and bothering me, and as if you're in charge of anything, and as if you're helpful. Okay, so here's the deal. You're quantumly entangled with somebody who's useful, and with somebody who's making things worse for myself, and then that's computer controlled by somebody who I don't understand, but not necessarily on my side, but certainly not on yours, since they don't mind making you look like a douche. And is that supposed to be helpful to you in some way? Yeah, I already know you're a douche, dude. You stalk me and don't tell me who you are, and imagine that's helpful. Okay, cool. Well, great. I know I have an enemy. Yeah, I'm real scared. I'm not, except I'm not. I'm not. You can't punctuate. You don't capitalize. Ergo, you're probably a bot covering up somebody I do want to talk to. Probably a bot covering up somebody I do want to talk to, which tells me that there's somebody I want to talk to who's right fucking here. So you've given away the game and the ghost, and as well, you think you're so clever the whole time. Now, I don't know what it is you think I've lost, but it doesn't matter. Opportunities that are meant for me will wait for me, and things that I've gained you have no idea of. Up to and including patience for dealing with your stupid smack-addled bitch ass. Like, it doesn't cost anything to be nice, so when you go out of your way to be a dick, okay, you're either not trying very hard, or it's a computer algorithm replacing somebody, or, and here's what's more likely, you're not very imaginative, because regardless of what happens, there's a deeper pattern here. You've completely lost it. Really? Really? When do you think that happened? The first time you violated my rights, or the last time? And further, making pronouncements about my nature, intellect, attitude, mood, length of dick, or how to fucking deal with me based on what you're seeing here is dumb. It's tray dumb. For one thing, Telegram is a unique platform. For another, everybody can turn around for the better. Even you. And if you don't, and you're automatically just a obnoxious fucking insipid dick. Okay, well, I didn't know that before. How is that helpful? Does that improve things? Does it signal to your forebears? Does it get you laid? Do you get chubs? Do you express irritation that just can't be given out any other way? That might be one of them. Since apparently you got a real problem with some thing or other. I don't have a problem with you. You're just ridiculous. You're just ridiculous. Best case scenario, you're a closet helper who thinks that being a douchebag is going to get my attention. And you're blending in by being an extra douchebag. Today is not the best day for that, nor is any other day. You've probably come at me correct, or don't come at me at all. And in case you're not cluing in on this, you're not impressing me in any way. That doesn't make me value you or estimate you any less. But it does make me more likely to walk right past you without stopping to piss on you, put you out if I fucking feel like it. Which is where I already was in the first place. So, now that you've given up all manner of cloaked stealth advantages that you had, and now don't, forever, for no fucking reason other than to completely miss the point. What should I do instead of what I do? Beg for scraps? Share technology with strangers? Talk about my dick? No. I don't care about my dick. I care about results. You have been around long enough that my lack of results can be placed at your fucking feet. And now's not the time for you to fucking act like you're going to fucking keep on oppressing me, douchebag. Like, number one, what good did that do? Number two, you're not. Number three, I don't think the lack of success you're having in life has to do with you not being douchey enough. I think it has to do with a failure to state your basic assumptions in a way that matters to me, and in some way my life matters to you. On some strange, weird axiom of I don't know. But now I have a puzzle to work on, which is cool. I didn't know I had one before. And you don't have anything other than something that takes you a while to listen to, pisses you off, loses a lot of its character and meaning and translation, and reminds you that I'm basically better at you than you are. No wonder you don't like me. Did you want to turn that around? Or am I just going to keep evolving while you do whatever? And I retract the question since I don't really give a fuck. Additionally, you don't really give a fuck either. That's interesting. I wonder if I could write a script that would isolate that lack of character and strip it out. Package it. I don't know. But if I've just cued into a way to farm and harvest AI synthetics in a way that was not previously available but is now more efficient, I still don't know if I'll want to do it from you. But I'll never want to share with you. Since you're a dick. You're just a dick. Any particular reason for that, Honcho, or is that just how you do? Fuck, you don't even know, do you? You don't even know. And if you knew, apparently it wouldn't be forthcoming, and if you do know, well, great, it must be a good fucking reason for you to give up that much advantage with a 5-word comment that you probably made in a moment of peak envy, irritation. That unspools pretty nicely into some data. I don't know if they call this metadata, but they do call it deductive reasoning, which I have, and maybe you do, but looks like not. Waka waka. MMS. SMM. Reversal of I like her. Prepare to be inverted. Your time has come. Namaste.
Setting is so idyllic. Sometimes I can't believe my luck. Boots up on the dashboard, drinking big wine, flipping on the cops at the county line. Rush if you're listening, send me a sign. Pride of the devil is a friend of mine. Pride of the devil is a friend of mine.
Hi, it's Jack. I'm a star. Shout out to my friend, who I believe is my friend. I'm going to say Dawn. Not the Dawn you're thinking of, but just say Dawn. Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate you very much. I'm very grateful that you're still with us and that you're not going to eviscerate me or turn me into pudding or embarrass me or feel like I'm trying to embarrass you. I'm not. I know that from time to time you probably do feel deeply embarrassed because reasons, and then I don't relish that. I don't think it's fair or honorable or some form of justice that your daughter's that pissed at you. But I take no tremendous pleasure that she's... Can you hear that? Okay, well, anyway, for those of you not in the know, at some point in the past, at a pivotal moment. Can you hear that? Okay, well, there's something else going on, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Anyway, I have this friend who has a daughter, and I met her daughter when her daughter was like 2, pretty young, and she grew up to be a lovely woman who I've not had any designs on. Didn't see much of her between the ages of 2 and 28, right, for reasons. And although it never came up realistically, whereas initially it would have been my avowed practice to talk to the mother because she's my friend, and not talk to the daughter much because she was 2 when I met her. Anyway, it's not like I was going to transfer affections or anything like that, but I didn't plan on mingling with these people sexually. No, still no plans to. And if I ever do, instead of asking a father or a mother or a brother or a sister, it's her daughter who decides. Well, actually, it's really me, like technically, but I'm not allowed to have sex with my friend. Hey, hi Don. Hi Don. Hi. I like being your friend. You're a friendly person. You're a lovely person, and you are drop dead gorgeous and highly desirable to others. But as I'm an older man now, I'm 52, as you know, I like being the one man on the planet that's been able to resist your charms. And I can see why a lot of people consider me to be a gay loser. How have I not been selected to tap that? Oh, I know why. Because your daughter says no. She's not talking to me now. I'm lying. She says never in a million billion years am I allowed to go near you sexually. Because reasons. She says that you've lost all of your koozie dick privileges. I didn't know you had any koozie dick privileges, but they're apparently gone forever. Forever. I don't know why. I do know that I prefer it that way. It's just simpler for me, and for anybody who might think that I'm looking at your ass. I don't know if I ever will, but apparently it's indeterminate whether or not your daughter will allow you to look at my ass. I don't know why the hell does this matter? Like, you ladies, you have a little too much free time. But I'm happy to say that I'm very happy to be your friend. I think we can snuggle. I don't know. Apparently some of this is still being negotiated. And the degree to which your daughter wishes to punish you, it's not well understood by me. I don't have a daughter. I'm a mother. I don't have a daughter. I don't have a scion. I did not give birth to a scion. I did not suckle a scion. My tits are amazing. And then I don't understand human women that well, but I do know them well enough to know that when a daughter says that I'm not going to get to fuck her mom, I tend to believe her instinctively, since I'm pretty sure I wasn't gonna get to anyway in the first place. By the way, I'm urinating while I'm talking about this. It's not very pleasurable for reasons I don't need to go into, but it's not creepy. It's not weird. Sometimes I just have to piss, right? And and sometimes I need to make it clear to everybody. Yeah, I'm not going to have sex with that woman ever. And if I were to, it would have to be at the behest and direct command of her daughter, whose name I will not mention right now, mostly because she's that hot. I know this sounds kind of stupid and perverse, and it is, but it's probably going to be relevant, since in the future I'm probably going to see these people again. I wouldn't mind seeing them again. I like them. I went out of my way to keep them as safe as possible. Not so I could have sex with them, but so I could say, look, they're alive. I'm useful. It's not my job, but I am a paladin. And I didn't do it so I could fuck them. I did it so that I could boast about saving their lives, basically. And because I could, and because I like them alive. But, then again, some people are better off dead. I don't know exactly what the deal is with their current situation, other than to say that it's complex and not well understood by myself. It's not really my business, except for the pulse-pounding message, somewhat telepathic, sent by the daughter that says, yeah, no. Michael Kuzi is not going to be having sex with that mother ever. And whomever I'm assigned to have sex with in that family, it'll be the daughter's choice. Which I guess may come as a surprise to some elders of the tribe or clan or fucking radioactive nuclear family, whatever they got going on. Hey James, I'm sorry if I'm hurting your feelings. I like you, dude. I think you're cool as fuck. And I would check with you after your sister's daughter told me what I was going to be putting my wing into, if that comes to pass, right? I would respectfully float the notion past you, ask you for, I don't know, blowing the dice or something. I really don't know what it's been so goddamn long since I've had anything. I don't even know what's going to happen ever, other than to say if it involves your family, it's that girl who tells me. There's no council, there's no veto, there's no conclave, there's no. Oh, she says she will brook no argument. Oh my God, what a winner. Since she says, my mother doesn't deserve to know you. Wow, really? Wow. I don't know if she does know me, but okay, really? She's that. Oh, wow, she is livid. Okay, well, cool. I can see why she's livid. Since the last time I saw her, I'm not gonna lie, it sounded like a great idea to me too, but it was awkward since we were both at work, and I think that it would not have been as appropriate to have done anything before letting her mother know that she was disqualified than it would have been to let her know later. Oh yeah, you weren't invited anyway, so we just went ahead. I think that there's not a mandatory waiting period, but a couth and polite interval during which time the mother in question will be informed that no, she's serious. No, I'm not gonna. No, you don't get to. Which I want to stress. As dumb as this sounds, Don. Hi. As dumb as this sounds, I know it sounds dumb. It's still aces and pluses for me, since I like being your friend. I like knowing that I'm a heterosexual man of no small amount of vigor, and while I'm sure it would be fascinating, there's just literally other things I want to do with my dick than, number one, never be friends with your daughter again. She says she says things I can't repeat, and it's not like I would just be able to move on to another one either. So now that that's settled, I do hope that this helps you in your endeavors with other people and informs them that there's no No harm, no foul, no hatred from me to you. No, I think now, frankly, I think you're more alluring than ever. But obviously I don't want to cause any trouble or miss out on a chance to explain to that other woman that the problem is not that I like using substances. The problem is that I like being able to. I enjoy having privileges, whether I use them or not. I enjoy knowing that nothing can make me have sex with you, since your daughter has placed some type of covenant shielding, which I'm not familiar with, but evidently this kind of thing is required these days. I don't know what y'all get up to at your little parties that I'm ever invited to, but it's undoubtedly a secret, and apparently pretty potent and powerful, since like I didn't know that certain things were an option, and then to be demanded to make a vow that I wouldn't do something. Well, okay, well, I'm not going to argue. At this point, I'm pretty clear in my understanding that the subject of my dick gets talked about much more than it does around me. Apparently, when I'm not around, my dick is present on the agenda to be discussed. I don't know. I don't pretend to want. I don't want to know what that's like. I don't know if this is helping my social anxiety or not, if this is just a brilliant coping mechanism. But the notion that people care that much to ensure that they block the very best. Well. Good night. Somebody leaving. I got a new friend. In case anybody's wondering, I'm not having sex with her either. That usually would seem to be obvious, I would think, and no interest in learning the secret magical technique to seduce a woman with your seductive gaze. I don't know how that shit works. And I get that people think that there's some sort of special crystal power or some shit, but even if there is, I'm not practiced at that, and I don't do that kind of thing, and I didn't know that was a thing that other people did, and then I don't want to do that, or particularly learn how to do it, although I probably should know, since it seems like fucking everybody else knows. And I don't think it's going to be used on me, or nor do I think that's a concern. Hang on. Well, that was a person who needed money for cigarettes, so I sent the money that somebody sent me to that person for their cigarettes. Not sure what the connection is between the person who sent me the money and Dawn, and don't know where the daughter who decides the fate of my... Well, never mind. Long story short, these kind of machinations don't make a whole lot of sense to me, but they definitely get looked and tracked by people who know what metadata is for and are puzzled why certain things happen, and then never bother to ask me what's going on. They just make assumptions. For example, they have assumed that I'm a grown-ass man who can make his own decisions, and that there's some rhyme or reason to why I do what I do. That's usually the case. But in addition, sometimes I make decisions just to annoy Grapefruit's little sister. No other reason. Just to annoy her. Not often. But as that little sister was confused as to why I was friends with somebody else, and then suspected me of being a person who lied and had been having anal sex with that person while lying to her sister, and misleading her sister and allowing her sister to be gaslit into believing that I was lying to her, and as well jammed her up with Christ only knows what kind of fucking dope that I never got to have fun with, and sent me off on a wild goose trip for too damn far for something I'd never actually had before. Since it's worked out for the best for everybody, up to and including the ones that are alive, I don't mind teasing or annoying Grapefruit's little sister. Hi, Grapefruit's little sister. You don't have a name anymore. I'm kidding. You have a name, and I forgive you, and I can see why you were confused, and I will explain all of this to you at another time when I'm not talking on my Google Pixel 6 recorder, and that I can feel safe when I tell you the truth about certain things, which you never had any reason to suspect were true. I didn't know that getting an ounce of crystal and doing some kind of hocus pocus to it could do some certain things. I didn't know. I didn't know that was an option. It wasn't an option. I never knew that kind of thing happened with that person. Didn't know that what you didn't know about anything. And now that I do, I can see the concerns. She's still my friend. I just gave her money so she could buy cigarettes. Although I suspect she's going to go buy crack so she can have sex with some guy. I don't know. She's my friend. I'm not really in a position to ask or care. And then you probably know better than me. Fuck, for all I know, she's going to have sex with you. Pretty sure she's not having sex with the frog. Don't think she's going to have sex with me. And then I don't know who I'm going to have sex with, kid. No idea. But it's not going to be your sister. It's not going to be your mother. Honest to God, your brother sounds like the best option right now, since at least he'd give me a reach around. I assume, I don't know, but since I haven't had sex with his daughter and he demanded a vow of me, I feel I'm in good shape. Listen to those frogs. I love these frogs. And Dawn's daughter says that she doesn't have control over your breeding genome or something. And she says that, what did she say? She says that I can figure it out. Yeah, I'm sure I can. I'm glad you're relatively safe and you're no longer worried about me being a liar who took advantage of your sister and trafficked her in exchange for something, because I didn't. I love you all, her most of all. And I hope that settles the matter. Okay? Okay? Oh, that's right, I can't hear you. Oh. Hello? Yeah, somebody, I don't know if you can still hear me at all. Somebody cut your telepathic mic? Telepathic mic? Ugh, gross. I can't hear what you're saying, but it sounds like you're seething with such rage that your mind has frozen into a rictus of hate, which wouldn't surprise me since, yeah, I'm going to put this on YouTube later. And yeah, I'm talking about you and your sister Grapefruit, who I adore. And I can't talk to you for a while because that's up to your mother. That's the mother I listen to. And then the other mother that you might have remembered me talking about, who sent money sort of, and then I don't know what she planned on me spending it on, but I'm not going to be buying crack either. I gave that to that woman who you thought that I had been putting my penis into anally. I haven't. I don't like anal sex. There's poop in there. But if Dawn's daughter wants me to give her anal, then, well, I'm going to assume that's got to be some kind of a bar bet. And then I'll discuss it, and then you won't have anything to fucking do with that decision either. You feel me? Like, I guess if you've got skin in the game, I'll listen. But to be quite brutally frank, I'm accustomed to these decisions being made with my input, at least heard, if not credited. And in spite of how improbable it may seem, I haven't had my penis near that anus at all. Well, I guess it was kind of near, not really. And I don't want to, especially not now. Mood has been ruined. and then I'll be happy to explain all this to your sister, the woman who I actually had a relationship with at some point. Briefly, maybe. Anyway, I'll tell her later, since I haven't been able to talk to her in nearly 5 goddamn years. Which is a long time, just in case you're wondering. It's a long time. It's not 6 years. 6 years is a longer time. It's been 5 years, and I haven't seen her since I prevented her from blinding herself, and I'm very proud to know that even though I don't know whether she's alive or dead now, all of you are all still hemming and hawing and ranting and raving about little Michael Kuzzi's big fucking dick. Kudos. That's flattery. I'm not gonna lie. No hugs, no money, no hope, no prospects, no respect, no concern, other than negative. But at least you're still focused on what's important. Making sure that I don't do anything bad with my dick. Frankly, it would be a tragedy if I did anything bad with it. And considering what has happened in the past, I can see why the concern is there. You and I are 2 individuals under one sky. I feel the same way. I don't want to fuck things up either. Now, we'll talk again later, I assume. That's going to be possible. I don't think that your mother has control over whether I talk to you or you talk to me. I think that you're just ignoring me because you hate me, which is fine. I hate me too. But I can't talk to your sister until your mother decides that that's possible. So maybe you could be nice to her and not tease her too much. And then I'm not gonna. You hear that car driving up? I'm not gonna have sex with that one either. I'm not. I can't say I'm not gonna have sex, but if the matter comes up, I'll know what to do. Duck and cover. Okay. Yeah, it's weird and creepy for me too. Yeah, just so you know. So, by the way, your boyfriend told me his name was Mickey and made me wait outside the Winco after telling me he'd give me a ride home and encouraging me to buy a bunch of food that I then had to schlep home in a taxi because he never showed up again. So, yeah, I guess something that happened that pissed y'all off. I'm sorry that I don't know. Not intentional, and I still don't know. You guys carry a grudge, don't you? All right, well. I love you. I'm glad I could help. And I don't particularly want to break up with your sister. So... the frogs are telling me that you're crying. Are you crying? Yeah, I still have frogs. I don't have an enchanted lily pad, but I still have frogs. I can't hear what you're saying, but that's okay. Oh, well, it sounds like you're very happy. But that's a secret. Click.
Would you blow it? If I had a dick,
Heller. No, what's her name? What was her name? The public defender in county. Ms. Hello, hi, ma'am. Yo. Yeah, I sized you up, kid. Don't worry about it. Did you want to do that again? Do you have any more? Was that Fetty or was that heroin? You just smack on Christmas or? Anyway. I don't know if we're good, kid. I really don't know. I know I'm not hitting you up for money. I know I'm not making threats. And I know that's a nice little rat tail you got. That's a furry tail. That's a ferret tail you got, son. So anyway, I didn't give you $40. Is that a joke or did you report for murder yet? What do you got? Come on. You size me up. Let's go. It's not Christmas, is it? I'm not laughing at you, am I? Actually, I am. Yeah.
It wasn't me, but no.
Now, I don't know your name, but I know Mike's name. And he's all right. Mike is all right. Because of him, you're going to prison. Quick. Official ma'am, hello. I don't mean to cause any trouble. I'm not drunk. I'm not intoxicated. I'm not flying a plane. I think I'm good. And today I've been filling Telegram with messages meant to convey great and sincere and deep respect and admiration for most of the court officials at the County Hall of Justice, as well as the county, I'm just going to say hall. And thank you for your representation. I think you were a spectacular public defender. And I read about your further work in the local paper while I was in jail. And I now declare I accuse that little ferret boy with the tail. He was hopped up on smack and he was high as balls and he was laughing at me on Christmas Day 2021. He was high. He was pretending to be a prosecutor. He was a prosecutor, and he's a arrogant little bitch. B-I-T-C. Yeah. Ferret tail boy is a bitch. Yeah. I'd like to formally press charges against him and this other little bitch that was hitting me in. Well, he hit me once in Zip County lockup. And I'm traumatized. I need a tissue. Irony ends. No, it's not that bad, ma'am. But it wasn't a good day for law enforcement or the legal system or anyone who was involved in that event, including c'est moi. And I don't know where she is. I haven't seen her. Don't know where her girlfriend is. Haven't seen her. Haven't really heard them either. I don't believe I have schizophrenia. I don't hear them. I don't think that I'm hearing things, but I am listening. Sometimes to my own soon-to-be award-winning debrief offering on YouTube, 5 Minutes with Jackstar. You know it. You love it. You wish you could say what you do to it, but I'm not going to inquire, ma'am. But I will say that coming up, there's going to be more content, including a 7-minute conversation with is not a little bitch. No, he seems like a very nice person. I haven't met him or voted for him, but I lived here 5 fucking years, and I haven't seen them or grapefruit or that woman or the other woman. I haven't seen them. I'm actually really not broken up about it because since I haven't seen them, no one else has either, which doesn't mean they're dead in the ditch. Probably not. Hell no. No, they're probably flying over one along with the cow jumped over the moon. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm cool. They exonerated me and they dropped all the charges, and I'm still alone. Well, yeah, I have you, but you're not for cuddling, ma'am. You're for playing fetch. Go. Thank you, ma'am. Bye. drug and gambling addict and an asshole. So I'm not surprised it looks like a clown to you, since I bet you see a lot of clowns that tell you that you're a drug and gambling addict, and I'm sure you don't believe them either. And I don't need you to believe me. I do need you to realize that there's this woman and her son who's changed your telemetry, so well, let's just say that the messages that I get, classy name, classy. Yeah, it's not always you that I hear, and it's not always you that sends messages. It's not always you that writes messages. It's not always you that sends fucking video. Sometimes it's somebody else, and sometimes it's you, and sometimes it's a third person, and other times you're hacked from North Korea, you dumb, arrogant, drunken bitch. Your mother's so proud, and you don't know what you're doing. You're locked into a karmic rebirth, re-death cycle where you're just convinced that little Michael Kuzi needs to be shot in the air of his ways, and you do that by never visiting, taking away his water, and waiting for him to die so you could fucking have him reborn in a fucking fake body, and you, a stupid little gang of East Coast carpetbaggers, can come and fucking take the house again, like you did with the Millers. Nice ring, dude. And and 4 kids, and a flying fucking Toyota Highlander, and daughter looks nice on YouTube, and what the fuck? Who hired my girlfriend? One of fucking 9. 2017. Does any of this fucking ring a bell, Mason bro? Wrenchmaster, dude. Are you embarrassed yet? I'm not a clown. I'm not even Bono. And I don't know Cher. There is a woman named Cher. She does want to have a conversation with me. Yeah, I'm busy working. She knows that. And then after, you're either fucking tasered or fucking lobotomized. Dude, fuck you. You're going to prison. They're putting you under the prison. Holy shit. Your fucking kids could fucking dig you out. They want a fucking carpetbag so fucking bad. I'm on a military base. I'm doing my job. I'm a volunteer, civilian, clergy member of services. What did I say? Oh yeah, there's this friend of mine. She ain't going anywhere fucking near me until, number 1, you're under the prison. And number 2, I take a nice bath. And then maybe I'll take another one and then she can jump in. I don't know. She's nice. She's obviously going to stay the fuck away from you and your stupid gang of Masonic fucking black op fucks. Stupid gang of Masonic black op fucks. Black op? Black op. What the fuck? Listen. Ha! Fat, Drunk, and Stupid is no more impressive when it's a Hell's Angels member doing it than anyone else. I don't think needs to be told that he's impressed. He's a You're a clown? I'm a clown. You're all clowns. But I have the biggest nose, and it's blue. Pretty soon, it's going to be all over you, dude. All over you. Now, I wouldn't worry. I'm invested in making sure your family doesn't think I'm too creepy. Can't imagine why. Ha 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 ha. Click.